enabling professionals and families to transfer sustainable skills to Down syndrome individuals. Welcome, I'm Chiara Petrantoni, an Italian Erasmus student at UCLL in collaboration with Davy Nace, media educator and a social work researcher. One of the most vulnerable subgroups is people with disabilities whose educational needs are often being neglected. They are less likely to have a job and face more limited access to goods and services such as education, healthcare, transport, housing, and technology. The main barriers are accessibility, employment, inclusion, and education. Digitalization is proceeding at lightning speed. That is why we all need to have an eye for those who cannot yet keep up with the digital speed train by investing in digital inclusion. The term digital inclusion or e-inclusion refers to actions and solutions that are necessary to prevent digital exclusion, so that everyone can fully participate in the digital society. In doing so, you eliminate the 4 barriers to digital inclusion: digital access. The affordable and high-quality access to hardware, software, and the Internet is a basic condition for digital inclusion. Digital competencies, because to be able to work with your access, you need the necessary knowledge, skills, and attitudes. That means the right competencies. Network and support, because in your digital voyage of discovery, you often need a guide. And at the end, accessible digital design. You can do your best as individual, but if companies, governments, and organizations continue to build digital barriers into their digital applications, it will be difficult to make progress. E-inclusion is often used to refer to the use of digital technologies to break down barriers of gender, race, age, sexuality, or class, and to minimize or even remove learning difficulties. Digital technologies has been described as a facilitator of social inclusion for people with disabilities into society because it allows for the delivery of real-time services that can enable individuals to learn, work, travel, socialize, shop, and interact with the community without being subject to physical barriers. We have 3 broad categories of e-inclusion: technology to train or rehearse, associated with a behaviorist model of learning; technology to assist learning, usually linked to the need to compensate for a physical disability or difficulty; and technology to enable learning, where the use of technology makes learning possible where it was not possible before. Corona also made welfare work switch headlong to online help and digital communication. This crisis is a unique opportunity for an inclusion policy so that vulnerable people are not stuck in a digital lockdown. This quote is from an interview with Davy Nace, e-inclusion expert.
I think that in this way, with this kind of digital practices or the ICTs, youth with disabilities can really have more opportunities in the future.
Of course, I believe that they can have more opportunities in the future by using or getting extra access, skills, etc. to technology. It's broadening up their world, of course, and it's also, and it's not only, and sometimes I think society or people in charge have another perspective or view on it. Sometimes we think that, oh, it's nice to have them all, having them all an iPhone, for example, but it's not a luxury problem. It's not a luxury product for them, because when you, for example, I have a friend who is he has a kid who is having Down syndrome, but when from the first time or the first moment or opportunity that it was able for them to give them a telephone or even a smartphone, it broadened up his life, because at that moment he can take the bus, he can look out for the bus hours, he can ask questions by phoning at home, etc., or sending messages to his brother or sister when he is having problems on the way. So it's broadening up his opportunities to participate in the society.
The framework of e-environment for students with disabilities includes assistive technology and e-learning e-teaching. Assistive technology enables people with disabilities to execute tasks that are sometimes difficult or impossible to do without technical aid, and helps them to achieve their scholar, professional, and social inclusion. For example, computer, voice recognition, and digital recorders. Today, e-learning is a system of procedures, processes, and instructional materials which ensure the diversity and efficiency of learning as well as individual activities and psychological process and important social activities in the school system. An example can be the virtual learning environment of SASKids project. The major benefits of developing e-learning courses for students with special learning disabilities are peer support by using computer-mediated communication tools and possibilities for peer-to-peer collaboration and to avoid social isolation. Web-based education enables users with disabilities to be proactive and self-reliant. Controllability of learning, flexibility in time and space that allows students to progress at their own pace. Student-teacher communication take place efficiently and easily, and so asynchronous communications is the benefit for students with disabilities. The SASKids virtual learning environment can foster inclusion by creating opportunities and lifting the 4 barriers to digital inclusion. It provides a means of access to a digital platform. This has to be further supported by the availability of computers or tablets in the school. The platform contains tutorials and instruction videos, so teachers and families can provide support. Learning how to work and interact with the virtual learning environment helps building digital skills. The virtual learning environment is designed by universal design principles to ensure its accessibility to persons with special needs. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for listening.